Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive
Oh, yeah.
into a topic that I think we're all pretty familiar with these days.
Hmm.
Um, you know how in our last conversation about digital detoxes,
Yeah.
we were talking about just how important it can be to kind of carve out some space
Right.
away from those screens
Absolutely.
and reconnect with, what really matters?
Yes.
Well, today we're going to build on that idea a little bit
Okay.
by exploring this fascinating concept of choosing joy over the fear of missing out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's a big one these days.
It is. It's everywhere.
It really is. And it's something that I think we can all relate to,
Yeah.
in this like hyper-connected world that we live in.
Hmm.
It's just so easy to get caught up
Absolutely.
in that feeling that we're somehow missing out.
Yeah, you see everybody on social media,
Yeah.
and it looks like they're doing all this amazing stuff.
And you're just like at home, scrolling
Yes.
through your
On
feed.
our couch.
And you're like, wait a minute, why am I not doing that?
Yep.
And that's where these two little acronyms come in,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
FOMO and JOMO.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
Yeah, so we've got the fear of missing out versus the joy of missing out.
Interesting.
And they're not just like buzzwords, you
Right.
know?
They're actual, like, ways of life.
Exactly.
Gee.
They represent like completely different
Yeah.
ways of approaching life.
Approaches.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's interesting is like, you were talking about social media.
Yeah.
It's like this breeding ground for FOMO
Right.
because, when you think about it, people rarely post about,
Like the bad stuff.
the negative
Right.
aspects of their experiences.
You never see the arguments
That's
or
it.
like the stress leading up to the event.
Yeah.
It's just the perfect picture.
It's like everyone's just presenting this highlight reel,
Exactly.
like the best version of themselves in their lives.
Yes. And then you compare yourself to that.
Exactly.
And it's not the whole picture
Right. And so we fall into this trap of comparing
all the time.
our everyday lives to these like curated snapshots
Yes.
of perfection.
Totally.
And then that's where like the feelings of inadequacy and the anxiety,
Yeah.
even depression sometimes can start to creep in.
Yeah. It's a real problem.
It is. And there's even research, that shows a strong correlation between like heavy social media use
Wow.
and increased rates of anxiety and depression.
That makes sense.
It's a real phenomenon.
Yeah.
So what can we do about it? How do we
Yeah.
break free from this FOMO cycle?
Okay.
That's where I think JOMO comes in.
Okay. Tell me more about JOMO.
Okay, so JOMO is all about like finding contentment and joy
I like that.
in the present moment
Yeah.
without constantly worrying about what you might be missing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about consciously choosing to like focus on the good things
Yeah.
in your own life rather than getting swept away by that fear that you're somehow falling behind.
So it's about being present and being grateful.
Yes, exactly. And if FOMO is fueled by this constant comparison
Right.
and this feeling of like scarcity, like there's not enough joy
Not enough to go around.
to go around, right?
Yeah.
The JOMO must be about shifting to what's called an abundance mindset.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Abundance mindset.
So tell me a little bit about what you know about that.
Well, an abundance mindset is about believing that there's plenty
Yeah.
of joy, success, opportunities to go around for everyone.
For everyone.
It's about trusting that the right things will
Yeah.
come to you at the right time.
It's about faith
Yeah.
a little bit.
Kind of.
Yeah. So instead of feeling this pressure
Yes.
to chase after every opportunity or experience.
Right. Even if you don't really want them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even the ones that don't resonate with us,
Yeah.
we can start to be more discerning,
Mm-hmm.
more intentional
Yes.
with our choices.
That's right.
And that's where JOMO comes in
Okay.
as a powerful tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's about saying yes to the things that truly align with our values,
Yes.
our passions, our desires,
I love that.
and having the courage to say no
Yes.
to the things that don't, even if everyone else seems to be doing them.
Even if it seems like you're the only one saying no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
It's powerful.
It is. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy,
Yes.
your happiness.
It's about freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, it's one thing to talk about JOMO in theory.
Right.
It's another to actually put it into practice.
Yeah. Where do we begin?
Yeah, how do we do it?
Right.
Where do we even begin?
Yeah.
Well, one of the most impactful things you can do
Okay.
is to start setting boundaries with social media.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, maybe you decide to limit your scrolling time.
Okay.
Or maybe you take like a complete break
Wow.
for a few days or even a week.
Like a little detox.
Yeah, and you might be surprised at how much like mental space and energy
Yeah.
you reclaim when you're not constantly bombarded with other people's curated realities.
That's so true.
It's like hitting the refresh button on your mind.
I love that.
I remember when I did my first digital detox, I was amazed
Yeah.
at how much calmer and more present I felt.
Makes a difference.
It really does make a difference.
Yeah.
And another powerful strategy is to cultivate a practice of gratitude.
Oh, yeah. Gratitude's huge.
It is when we intentionally focus on the things that we're grateful for,
Hmm.
it shifts our perspective away from what we lack
Yeah.
and toward what we already have.
You got it.
And that's huge.
That's the switch right there.
It's like rewiring our brains to focus on the positive
Mm-hmm.
instead of getting caught up in that comparison game.
The comparison game is dangerous.
It really is.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Gratitude isn't just some fluffy feel-good concept.
Mhm.
There's actual neuroscience behind it.
No way.
Yes, studies have shown that practicing gratitude can actually change the neural pathways in your brain,
Wow.
leading to increased feelings of happiness, well-being,
So it really works.
and resilience.
I love that.
It's not just about thinking happy thoughts.
Yeah.
There's a real physical impact on our brains.
Fascinating.
It's fascinating. And maybe like the most important piece of the JOMO puzzle
Okay.
is developing self-awareness.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, it's about tuning in to your own like inner compass
Mm-hmm.
and asking yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely want to?
Yeah.
Or am I doing because I feel like I should?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a big question.
Yeah.
And I think so many of us get caught up in doing things,
Out of obligation.
yeah, or because we're worried about what other people will think,
Absolutely.
that we lose sight of what truly matters to us.
We do.
And so learning to say no and setting healthy boundaries,
Yes.
that's an essential part of embracing JOMO.
Yeah.
It's about giving yourself permission to prioritize your own well-being and happiness.
Yes.
Even if it means disappointing someone else or missing out on something that doesn't truly align with your values.
So it's not about like becoming a hermit
Right.
and rejecting everything.
Yeah.
It's about choosing.
It's about being intentional,
Yeah.
more mindful,
More in tune.
and more in tune with what brings you genuine joy.
Exactly. JOMO is about making choices that nourish your soul,
Yes.
not deplete. It's about living authentically and prioritizing your own well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a recipe for a truly fulfilling life.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, I think for a lot of people, saying no can be really tough.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're so conditioned to please others, to be agreeable,
Mm-hmm.
that it almost feels selfish to put our own needs first.
Absolutely. And we've kind of internalized this message that saying no is rude or
Right.
ungrateful. But the thing is, when we constantly say yes to things
Uh-huh.
that drain us or don't align with our values,
Oh.
we're actually doing ourselves a disservice and the people we care about a disservice.
Yeah, because we're not showing up as our best selves.
Exactly.
We're running on empty,
Yeah.
and that doesn't benefit anyone.
And that's why setting boundaries and practicing JOMO is actually self-care. It's recognizing that your time and energy are precious resources,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to choose how you spend them.
It's about making choices.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get really practical here.
Okay.
Can you give us some specific examples of
Yeah.
what JOMO might look like in everyday life?
Yeah.
I think having those real-world scenarios can help make this whole concept feel more tangible.
Absolutely. So imagine you've had a long week at work
Okay.
and you're feeling completely drained.
Yeah.
You get invited to a big party,
Uh-huh.
but, deep down, all you want is a quiet night at home.
Oh, yeah.
In the past, you might have felt obligated to go,
Yeah.
even though you knew it would leave you feeling more exhausted.
Right.
But with a JOMO mindset, you give yourself permission to politely decline
Mm-hmm.
and spend the evening exactly how you want to.
Yeah.
Be reading a book,
Yeah.
taking a long bath, or just enjoying the peace and quiet of your own company.
That sounds amazing.
Hey.
It really does. And it's a perfect example of how JOMO isn't about depriving yourself.
No,
It's about giving yourself what you truly need in that moment.
that's right.
Yes.
Or let's say everyone at work is raving about a new restaurant.
Okay.
That's super trendy and expensive.
Yeah.
You feel this pressure to try it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be part of the conversation, but deep down, it's not really your scene.
Right.
And it's definitely not in your budget.
Mm-hmm.
Embracing JOMO might mean cooking a delicious meal at home,
Oh, yeah.
experimenting with a new recipe,
Yes.
or even ordering takeout from your favorite neighborhood spot.
Yeah.
You're choosing to spend your money and your time in a way that feels good to you.
It's about being mindful of your finances
Yes.
and making conscious decisions
Yeah.
that align with your values.
Right.
I love that.
Here's another scenario. You're scrolling through social media,
Okay.
and everyone seems to be on these exotic vacations,
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
posting stunning
It's
photos,
the worst.
sharing incredible stories.
I know, and you start to feel that twinge of envy,
Totally.
even though you know you have a fantastic trip planned for yourself in a few months.
Exactly.
Right.
JOMO in this situation might look like taking a break from social media,
Yeah.
focusing on the good things in your own life,
Mm.
and getting excited about the adventures you have to look forward to,
Yes.
no matter how big or small.
Love that it's about choosing to curate your own experience,
Yes.
both online and offline,
Mm-hmm.
and not letting comparison steal your joy.
That's it.
I love that. And sometimes JOMO can be as simple as choosing to disconnect
Yes.
from the digital world altogether.
Totally.
Remember our conversation about digital detoxes?
I do.
Maybe you choose to spend a weekend camping in nature, completely unplugged.
That sounds amazing.
It does, doesn't it?
I love camping.
Or maybe you decide to turn off your phone
Okay.
for a few hours each evening and spend that time engaging in activities that nourish your soul,
Oh, yeah.
like reading or writing
Mhm.
or spending time with loved ones
Yeah.
or just being present in the moment.
I like that.
It's about creating space for quiet, for reflection,
Yeah.
for genuine connection, both with yourself and with the world around you.
That's so important.
It is, and I think that's something we could all benefit from,
Absolutely.
especially in our fast-paced, always-on culture.
We need more of that.
We do.
Yeah.
JOMO is not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
It's about finding what works for you,
Yeah.
what brings you genuine joy and fulfillment,
Mm-hmm.
and having the courage to make choices that support that,
Yes.
even if they go against the grain of what everyone else seems to be doing.
Even if you feel like you're the only one.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's about living authentically and prioritizing your own well-being.
Exactly. And the beauty of JOMO is that it often leads to a richer, more fulfilling life.
I love that.
When you're not constantly chasing after the next thing or trying to keep up with everyone else,
Yeah.
you're free to savor the present moment, to appreciate the simple joys, and to pursue your passions with a sense of purpose.
It's like that saying, life moves pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it.
I love that.
That's a good one.
It really is, and I think that's a perfect encapsulation of what JOMO is all about.
Yeah.
It's about slowing down,
Mm-hmm.
being present, and savoring the journey.
So how do we cultivate this sense of JOMO?
Okay.
Is it something we can learn,
Yeah.
or are some people just naturally better at it than others?
I believe that anyone can learn to embrace JOMO.
Okay.
It's a practice just like anything else.
Yeah.
And the more you practice it,
Yeah.
the easier it becomes.
So true.
It's like building a muscle.
Yes.
At first, it might feel a little awkward or uncomfortable,
Mhm.
but the more you use it, the stronger it gets.
So it's about taking baby steps and gradually building up our JOMO stamina.
Yeah, for example, maybe this week you commit to saying no to one social obligation
Okay.
that doesn't feel good to you. And instead of going to that event, you do something that you genuinely enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you read a book, take a walk in nature, or spend time with a loved one.
Yeah.
It's about consciously choosing to prioritize your own well-being and happiness.
I love that. And it's a great reminder that JOMO doesn't have to be this grand gesture.
No.
It can be as simple as saying no to something that drains you
Yeah,
and yes to something that nourishes you.
absolutely. And another powerful strategy is to start paying attention to your social media habits.
Okay.
Notice how you feel when you're scrolling through your feeds.
Yeah.
Are you feeling inspired, connected, entertained? Or are you feeling envious, anxious, or inadequate?
Ooh, yeah.
If it's the latter, it might be time to reevaluate your relationship with social media.
Because social media can be a real FOMO trigger, can it?
Oh, yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in that comparison game.
It's designed for that.
Right.
Yeah.
And start feeling like we're not enough.
Absolutely. So maybe you decide to set some limits on your social media use.
Yeah.
Maybe you only check it at certain times of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you decide to unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
It's about taking control of your digital experience
Yeah.
and making choices that support your mental and emotional well-being.
And if you're feeling really brave, you could even try a digital detox for a day, a weekend, or even longer.
A digital detox can be an incredibly powerful way to reset your relationship with technology
Yeah,
and reconnect with yourself and the world around you.
absolutely. And remember, it's not about deprivation. It's about creating space for the things that truly matter.
Yes, exactly.
I think what's really resonating with me from all of this is this idea of like shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset.
Oh, yeah.
It's like when we're so caught up in that FOMO,
Mm-hmm.
we're operating from this belief that there's just
Yeah.
not enough joy,
Not enough success.
not enough success
Not enough good things to go
to
around.
go around.
Yeah.
And so we're just constantly like grasping and striving,
Right.
trying to get our share before it's all gone.
It's like we're on this never-ending treadmill.
Yeah.
Always running, but never arriving.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
And the ironic thing is, this scarcity mindset actually creates more scarcity.
Oh, wow.
When we're focused on what we lack,
Yeah.
we miss out on all the abundance that's already there.
So we're so busy looking for what's missing
Yeah.
that we fail to see all the good things that are right in front of us.
You got it.
So how do we shift to this abundance mindset?
Okay.
Is it simply a matter of changing our thoughts?
It's definitely not an overnight transformation,
Right.
but changing our thoughts is a great place to start.
Okay.
One powerful practice is to start noticing and challenging our scarcity thoughts.
Okay. So like, for example,
Yeah, for example, if you catch yourself thinking, I'll never be able to afford that,
Yeah.
or I'm not good enough to achieve that, try reframing those thoughts with more abundant ones.
Okay.
Maybe something like, I'm open to new opportunities to increase my income. Or I'm willing to learn and grow so I can reach my full potential.
I love that it's like we're replacing those limiting beliefs with empowering ones.
Exactly. And the more we practice thinking abundantly,
Mm.
the more we start to see evidence of abundance in our lives. It's
Mm.
almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Totally. And,
Mm.
and another powerful way to cultivate an abundance mindset is to focus on giving back.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. When we share our time, our resources, our talents with others,
Mm-hmm.
we create a ripple effect of abundance that benefits not only the recipient, but also ourselves.
It's like that saying, the more you give, the more you receive.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be grand gestures.
No.
Even small acts of kindness can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Maybe you offer a helping hand to a neighbor,
Yeah.
volunteer your time at a local charity,
Mm-hmm.
or simply pay a compliment to a stranger.
I love that.
These small acts of giving not only brighten someone else's day,
Yes.
but also nourish our own souls and remind us of the abundance that surrounds us.
That.
So embracing JOMO isn't just about saying no.
Right.
It's also about saying yes to the things that truly matter to us
Yeah.
and about creating a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and connection.
Beautifully said. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
Oh, yeah.
There will be times when you feel the pull of FOMO.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's okay.
We're human.
The key is to notice it, acknowledge it,
Yeah.
and then gently redirect your attention back to what truly matters.
It's about being mindful of our thoughts and our choices,
Yes.
and about making a conscious effort to cultivate joy and abundance in our lives.
So well said.
Well, to our amazing listeners, we hope this deep dive has inspired you to embrace the joy of missing out.
Yes.
Go out there, create a life that lights you up, and remember, you are enough just as you are.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep choosing joy.